available, where should our priority be?
Well, Anthony Richardson, 44% rostered, mostly because he got benched earlier because he was terrible. But then he came back and reminded us that Anthony Richardson could score 29 fantasy points just about any week. Basically, 9 of the complete games he's played, 44% of those, he scored at least 24 fantasy points. You don't find that kind of upside on the waiver wire very often. Completed 67% of his passes in week 11, had 10 rush attempts. You put those two things together and you have fantasy gold. This is one of those games, if they have to throw it to Hill a little bit more out of the backfield, he could see 4 or 5 targets. He could score you 8 or 9 fantasy, 16.5 PPR fantasy points in 2 of his last 3 games. I love him in full PPR.
Well, it does fit under tight end, but the do-it-all guy is going to be on the bye, coming off one of those weeks. Seems like we get one each and every year, and maybe we got it, but there was literally a jumping circle in the green room here in Stamford on Sunday for a number of us who did start him. It was one of the most fun fantasy watches in quite a long time. I was a part of
last 5 games, just had a monster performance. But that's not just what it's all about. It's not the fact that he had 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's great. He's been heavily involved over the last 5 weeks. He's the reason that we feel so terrible about Jalen Waddle.
We'll see if it is defense first against Tommy Cutlets and those Giants. A sleeper pick. It's always my favorite.